There it is. Good job. Go Patriots.
Go Patriots.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right. Who's ready?
I know that you're very close to all your teammates. Just what was
Yeah.
it like seeing Cam go down and was on the field for eight minutes being attended to by all those trainers?
Yeah, tough sport, and we all love him to death. So we all hope he's okay, and we'll get reports hopefully pretty soon.
Tom, why can't this team get in the end zone more regularly than it has?
It's just execution, Just all got to do a better job. So go back, watch tape, and obviously a lot to correct.
The Steelers secondary was pretty decimated by injuries. What did you see when you were out there coverage-wise?
They did a good job. The guys that were in there did a good job for him. They tackled well and limited some run after catch. We just missed too many opportunities in the red area, and it's a game of scoring points, and we just didn't do well enough on third down and in short yardage situations, and certainly not well enough in the red area.
Tom, we heard from several guys in the locker room seem to say things along the lines of like finding their identity, like this team has to find its identity. Why has that been difficult to sort of put a finger on the pulse of this season?
I think it's just execution. We have to play a lot better. So it really doesn't matter if you run it, if you throw it outside, you throw it inside, you run it inside, you run it outside. It's an execution game. You either make the play or you don't. So there's too many plays we're not making.
How frustrating is it kind of get so close? You were inside the 10-yard line, a couple times, at least two, and just to kind of settle for a field goal. You got to, even on the 2-point conversion, you get in, chance to tie the game. How frustrating just to kind of get so close, but not kind of be able to get over the hump.
Yeah, it's just not doing a good enough job down there.
It seemed like today was a day that just nothing really went right. Like the quarterback sneak that is kind of becoming your trademark. Even that. I mean, does that just kind of sum up how maddening the loss was for you guys today?
I think, we didn't earn it. We didn't earn the win. So it's a game of earning it, and it's a game of playing well and performing well, and we're just not doing a good job of that. I don't think we've done it for 6 weeks. I think we're all playing less than what we're capable of, and we've all got to look at ourselves in the mirror and figure out why.
Tom, your first two losses are the Packers and the Chiefs. This is a 1-14 that lost by 35 last week. How much more concerning is losing to this team?
I think losing comes down to obviously scoring less points than the other team. Then you evaluate why you scored less points than the other team. It doesn't matter if it's Steelers or the Chiefs or right? So you can look at this and say, well, why didn't we score more points? Well, we didn't do well in the red area, first of all. We didn't do good. We were second to go on the one, and we didn't do a good job there. We had other red area opportunities. We didn't do a good job there. Now, we had opportunities on third and short to extend drives. We didn't do well there. So it doesn't matter, who you're playing. If you're not making the plays, then it doesn't matter if it's the Steelers or the Chiefs or the Packers or the Saints. It's you either make the plays or you don't. It's a production business.
Is the offensive line just not moving people, Tom?
It's all of us. It's the whole offense. It's the whole offense. We all have to do a better job. In the run game, the pass game, everyone's got to do a better job. Obviously, there's no position that's performing at an elite level right now.
Tom, there was a play on the first drive of the second half where you hit Godwin on the seam. It looked like some sort of single high zone where the free safety's right there, but you fit it in anyway. I was wondering what you saw on that play.
Chris ran a good route, and I just gave him a chance up the middle of the field. So he made a great catch coming down with it, and we just got to make more plays like that.
You were 6 of 12 targeting Chris, which that's not typical. Was there anything the Steelers were doing defensively that was making that connection a little more of a challenge?
I think everything was a challenge today. There was nothing that was not challenging to our offense. We have to do a lot better job in every area.
Was there something that you thought you could gain from going into pistol? I don't think I've seen that since you've been here, but it was a new wrinkle today for a few snaps.
Yeah, it's a just different formation variety. So see if we can make some yards out of it.
As a leader on this team,
Last one.
what is your message moving forward to get better?
We've got to score more points. Pretty simple. Thank you, guys.
Go Patriots.
There it is. Good job. Go Patriots.
This is Patriots linebacker, Super Bowl 49 champ, Darius Fleming, and you're watching Von Allen Sports. Real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now. Join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go!
Von Allen Sports.
What's up, guys? All right. So I'm wearing Patriots blue today because at least one team decided to actually take care of business and do their job, all right, and win a game that they certainly are capable of winning, all right, not as easy or favorable as what the Bucs had, but still they took care of business, so they deserve some props for that. But before we get started on tonight, there's something I have to get out of the way, and it really, really, really pains me to do this, and I don't want to do it, and I hate doing it because I cannot stand Philadelphia fans in general, the vast majority of them. I've met a few cool ones, but there's a lot of them that are just really hard to like, and that it just sucks, okay, to have to do that. But I promised that if they take out the Cowboys, that I will give them props. And, you know, ugh, all right, yeah, ugh. Anyway, the Cowboys didn't look like they were wanting to win this game. Like they looked very confused and very disappointing. Philadelphia was wanting that bad, and they played pretty good football. So, okay, Philadelphia, I'm proud of you guys. So here you go.
Good job.
Good job. There you go. So you get a good job from my niece in Bulgaria, okay? You get a good job, Philadelphia. I'm so sorry that you're good right now because that makes me feel bad, and no one likes it. No one wants the Eagles to be good except maybe Philadelphia fans. Well, no, actually, Philadelphia fans probably don't want the Eagles to be good either because they don't have anything to complain about. So, yeah, that's just how they are. So how are you guys doing tonight, man? What a weird weekend, but yeah, we'll get to all that. $2 super chat right off the bat. John Thomas Chavez says, Zappy Meals and VAS Reds. Let's go. Hell yeah. That's right, baby. Another $2 super chat from John Thomas Chavez. He said, Tom had some Belichick-like answers in that presser. Yeah. Except there's one thing he should have done like Belichick, and that's not go to Robert Kraft's funeral, or actually it is kind of like a funeral, wedding, all right? See, I said funeral, didn't even realize it. Just natural to say that. So, absolutely. Looks like you guys are having a big discussion about Jordan Peterson or something going on there. Okay. So who's here? Biden, blah, 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 blah. Here you go, Biden. I got a present for you. Let's see if I can find it here. Here you go, Biden, blah, blah, blah. There you go. There you go. There's your gift. You like that? You like that? Josh Allen can jump over anything, especially Joe Biden. Okay? There you go. That's it. That's it. You got to love that. Yeah. So we got Biden here. We got Jordan Rose. Jordan, what's up, man? John, of course, is here. The Gourd King. Ryan Dyer. Yep. Good job, Eagles. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Brian Magnum, what's up, man? Let's see. Rye Davis. Nefertiti, of course, helping me out. Nefertiti. Nefertiti. Nefertiti? Nefertiti. Is that why you picked that name? No. Okay. I know. Elena sends a $2 super chat, says, good job. But yeah, I have respect for them now. That was a good victory. You have to understand that the Eagles, their victories have been a lot of them against some teams that I'm not too impressed by, and I wanted to see them go up against a team that really seems to have their stuff together. I still think the Cowboys are a good team, but like I said before, guys, you don't bring back Dak as long as you're winning, and that gives him time, and he can help behind the scenes and stuff. And it looked like Dak on the sidelines was being a good teammate. He was helping out Cooper Rush. He was enthusiastic when they scored, so he wasn't like being an anchor, in a negative force. So as long as they were winning, I thought that would be a good thing. But that's over. That's over now. So now you bring back Dak. Now's the time to do that. So, but okay. Yeah, it was a Freudian slip about, yeah, that actually was a Freudian slip. So saying that Robert Kraft's wedding was a funeral. Nightwalker, what's up, man? Nightwalker, again, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you being up here. It's in Germany, it's nighttime, middle of the night. I appreciate it, buddy. I see a lot of the Legion guys here. I'm happy to have you guys here tonight. Blacker58, what's up, man? The Minuteman is here. Tyree Vaughn. Bill Casby, we have a Chiefs fan in the house, guys. Let's see. Wally, 2012. James Johnson. Consul, James Johnson. Mr. A, let's go. Hell yeah. We'll get it turned around. Don't worry. Anthony Preston, what's up, man? Nightly Sinister, Kevin. You at work watching? That's nice. Awesome. All right. So, first things first. I want to talk about the situation that's going on right now with Brady. First of all, now we have a lot to cover. We have a lot of teams that I want to talk about tonight, and a lot of teams kind of starting to show themselves, and we're kind of starting to get a better picture of what's going on here. And regarding the Bucs and Steelers game, now I never thought we were going to start with this tonight. I thought this would be a blowout. I said it would be a 15 point defeat of the Steelers. At least it should have been. So I thought there wouldn't be much to talk about regarding that. And that's not what happened. So I want to know what the hell is going on in Tampa and on that team. I want to know why everybody on the team, every single person is walking around lollygagging around, walking on the field, walking off the field. It looks like they don't want to be there. Okay? What is going on? It looks like, you know what it looks like? Now, I like Todd Bowles, okay? I like him as a coordinator. But as a head coach, what it looks like to me is when you're in high school and the teacher's not there that day and you've got a substitute. And not only do you have a substitute, but you have a substitute that is just kind of there and really trying to be the cool guy and trying to be the friendly guy. And we all take advantage of it. So we start throwing things around the room and start making stupid jokes and being loud and obnoxious and all that. And there's no coordination and no learning that's going on. That's what it feels like watching the Bucs right now. Okay? So Gord King had posted something on Facebook. All right. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Guys, brace yourself. Brace yourself. It's going to be okay. I miss Bruce Arians. Bring back Bruce Arians. Oh. It's the only realistic option. They're not going to fire Todd Bowles, nor should they. The only way they can make a head coach change is somebody who's already on the staff. That idiot is up there in the booth, or whatever the hell he does. I don't even know what his title is. Just bring him down as assistant coach. You don't demote Todd Bowles, okay? You don't demote him. You just call Arians assistant coach. Todd Bowles focuses on the defense more, full time. That's what he does on the defense. Bruce can handle some regular things here and there. Let him do his screw ups or whatever. But you fire Byron Leftwich. Byron Leftwich sucks. Okay? He is trash. He is garbage. You absolutely suck. You just suck. Suck so bad. You suck, Leftwich. You suck. This guy cannot script anything. At least usually your first 15 plays are pretty damn good. They can't start out doing anything. They can't end anything. They can't do in the middle. Why is Tom listening to this guy? I don't get it. I don't get it. I know Tom is a nice guy and stuff, and it's about all team. But get rid of Leftwich. Just get rid of him, okay? Get rid of him. Even Arians wasn't this bad. His offense was not as bad as what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing other than trying to run the ball. You try to run the ball. Leonard Fournette's getting like 3 yards per carry? Okay? Who cares? That's nothing. And you keep running it, all right? So how about this? You play the Steelers. They're missing 6 starters on their defense, and they're missing T.J. Watt, okay? You're missing T.J. Watt, the best defensive player of the league, and you're missing Minkah Fitzpatrick and 2 other, so that's 3 secondary starters. Huh. So let's ask Milena. Let's ask the Bulgarian, okay? Milena, when it comes to football and you're playing a team that has a bunch of backups guarding your wide receivers, are you going to throw the ball or are you going to run the ball? Exactly. You're going to throw the ball. You're going to throw the ball even if you've got Walter Payton back there. Okay? If you've got Walter Payton back there and you're getting 5.2 yards per carry, whatever, you're still going to throw. What does Byron Leftwich do? Oh, you know what? We're going to be geniuses and we're going to run the ball with our crappy running back. He's not bad, okay? It's not all Leonard, but with our crappy run game, I should say. and an offensive line that can't block anything. How? How is that not a fireable offense? Okay? How is this not a fireable offense? I just don't get it. That is the stupidest game plan I have ever seen in my life on a Tom Brady team. I know there have been some outliers and there have been some things lately that just, last few years have had some weird clunker of games. Okay, 2019 had some really bad ones with Brady and the Patriots. Even 2020 and 2021 had some bad games against the Saints. I could explain all those away. You can't explain this, okay? This is a Pittsburgh team that was 1-4. 1-4. 1-4. They suck. They absolutely sucked. They got blown out by 35 just a week ago. They got completely obliterated. And you cannot put up more than 18 points. You can't put up 18 points because you decide you want to run the ball, something that you can't even do. This is just disgusting. And when I say that was the worst Tom Brady-led performance I've ever seen on a Tom Brady team, that's because it's not even because of Tom's playing. He had some great throws in that game, some insane throws. I was like, man, Lana, watch, we got to rewind that stuff. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to stupidity. I'm referring to Tom coming up to the line and seeing that the Steelers know you're going to run it. They're in a run defense. They're in it. They know you're coming. And Tom looks around, doesn't audible. He doesn't change it. He doesn't change anything. Where's the motion? Where's the identification for what they're doing? Where was that? There's not there. It's not there. This is up here. These are mental mistakes. These are not physical mistakes. It has nothing to do with his playing ability. This is not paying attention. This is bad preparation. I saw Mike Evans run a route that didn't exist. There was no route there. Why was he doing that? Lucky for them that they got a penalty that had nothing to do with that, but he ran the wrong way. There was another time where Godwin ran the right route, but Tom threw it into the wrong area. What is this? Guys, this is what happens during the week. This is the stuff you work on. These are why you have walkthroughs on Saturdays, why you have walkthroughs on Friday, practices all week. This is what that's for. It's to cut out the mental mistakes. When you get on the field, whether you're defeated because the team just outplayed you physically, you can't do nothing about that. That's why we play the games on Sunday. We play the games to see who's going to execute those plays. But if you don't plan these mental accomplishments that you have to have, and you're sitting there making mental mistakes all the time, you're defeated before the game ever started if you're not prepared. And this stuff pisses me off. Todd Bowles is not a head coach. He is a defensive coordinator, and he's an excellent defensive coordinator. But he's just not head coach, okay? You need somebody else. Like I said, let's speak realistically. What I want is different. If I could just call up the Bucs and they say, hey, Aaron, what do you want us to do? I'd say, I want you to fire Byron Leftwich. I want you to put Todd Bowles as defensive coordinator, and I want you to hire Sean Payton as the head coach. That is the fantasy, okay? Well, that's not going to happen, and we all know that's not going to happen. So the realistic scenario is Todd Bowles keeps his title as head coach. Bruce Arians is assistant head coach. Todd starts working on the defense more. Bruce kind of takes care of the overall overseeing of everything that's going on. And Tom and Bruce work together on the offense. You get rid of Byron. That's it. That's the most realistic situation that is there. That's really the only thing, because we know it's not going to happen either way. Any other way, we know that's not going to happen. So again, it's not my preference. It's not something I want to have to say. But let's be honest. This team is going nowhere right now. And Todd did say the right thing. He said a lot of these guys are resting on their Super Bowl laurels. But I don't think Todd is harsh enough. I don't think he's hardcore enough. At least Bruce Arians would get angry and pissed off and call out the players and call out when they had problems sometimes, or at least to a certain point, you could tell that he was displeased with them. Todd seems to be too nice. He's a nice guy, and he seems to be just not willing to go hardcore and not go over the top on these guys. And I got a feeling that they don't respect him as head coach. I think they respected him as a coordinator. I don't think they respect him as head coach. He's just one of those guys that's too nice. It's too nice. You got to remember, Tom himself has spent 20 years under Belichick, where even if you win the Super Bowl, it's not good enough. Because Tom could say, hey, Bill, we won the Super Bowl. And Bill would say, yeah, but you got to win the next one. Okay. So nothing's ever good enough. He's gone from that all the way to a guy who will let him get away with anything. All right? Todd Bowles, when Tom Brady came to the team and said, I want to go to Robert Kraft's wedding in New York, on the Friday before a game, Todd Bowles should have said, hell no. No, absolutely not. Guess who didn't go to Robert Kraft's wedding? Bill Belichick. You know why Bill Belichick didn't go? Because he had a game to coach on Sunday. Tom is doing things that a retired player does while playing. And although I don't believe that him going to the wedding contributed to the game itself, I just don't see how that would. I mean, I don't know what a walkthrough on Saturday may have changed things. I don't know, but it's a bad look. It's a bad look. What bothers me about him going to that wedding is how the other teammates see him, and now they're like, hey, like the offensive line. He was bitching out the offensive line. Well, you can do that if you're doing really well and you were there all week. But if you took off on Saturday and you're bitching them out, all they're sitting there thinking, hey, now you've given them an excuse. You've given them a reason to not listen to you. And that's very unlike Tom. I had no problem with him being gone for 10, 11 days, whatever it was during training camp. He had some stuff to take care of. I get it. And it's that stuff that he had to take care of is why he's back. So if he didn't take care of that, they don't have him at all. So that's fine. But why are you going to New York to a wedding during the season? I don't get it. And this is Robert Kraft's remarriage. Okay? His wife is dead. Myra died a decade ago. Why is he even getting remarried? He's like old as shit. Like, why is he even dead? Robert Kraft, I cannot stand this guy. I just can't stand him. I don't like him. I think he's an idiot. This event that he had, rappers and musicians, singers, actors, like, what is he doing? I mean, why is he dealing with Meek Mill and trying to get that guy out of jail? What is he trying to do? Why is he wearing chains around his suits? I don't get it. He's acting like a fool. And I don't know. It's just, that's a bad look, Tom. That's a bad look. That's a bad look. If they had destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers, no one cares about this. But the problem is that they were so bad that now everyone's got ammunition against you, and rightfully so. If this situation doesn't fix things, nothing will. If this doesn't wake them up and make everybody go, okay, it's time to get serious, then it's over. It's over. Okay? Right now, I trust the Patriots more than I trust the Bucs. As far as trusting that they'll be ready to play, ready to go, and serious and thought it through, I trust the Patriots right now more than the Bucs. I don't trust them to do anything. They are tied with the Atlanta Falcons. Think about that for a second. You're in a division with the crappy Panthers, the Saints that just don't seem to know what their identity is, and the crappy Falcons, who I think by the end of the year will be trying for a top pick. And you're competing with these guys. You're not blowing them out. It's embarrassing. It really is. And the only reason you're number one in your division is because you have that win over the Falcons. Bravo. Bravo. Good job. Good job. You are number one based on the fact that you're tied with the Falcons and you beat them. And you know what? You didn't beat them convincingly. You had a hard time against them. So, like I said, normally I would say there's no such thing as an easy win. But the Steelers were missing so many people. Okay? If the Steelers were just 1-4 already, they were 1-4 going into this game. They were 1-4, but they had all their guys. I would not say that was an easy win. I would still say, well, this is the Steelers, and you can't take them lightly. But this was a 1-4 Steelers team that didn't even know who their quarterback was. And the guy, what's his name, Pickett or something like that, he comes in, he gets hurt, and then Mitchell Trubisky comes in, and he converts how many first and longs or third and longs? How many third and longs did Mitchell convert? Was it 4 in a row at the end of the game? 3rd and 16, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12. Wow. Are you serious? Are you kidding? This is a guy that sucks at quarterback so badly that a 1-4 team benched you for a guy nobody ever heard of. And that's what you do. That's what you do. Every single week, we see that when it comes to the Bucs, their offense either plays good, plays okay, but the defense sucks, or the defense plays good and the offense sucks. On Sunday, everybody sucked. It was just garbage. So no excuses. You had to put up more than 18 points. But at the very end, you should have been able to stop Mitchell Trubisky. Okay? This is embarrassing. I can't stand this team. I wish Tom was on a different team. It's just weird, you know? Yeah, cold blue water. Yeah, I know. Trubisky is he did well, okay? He's a professional quarterback. But guess what? The Bucs are supposed to be one of the best defenses in the league. Okay? So regardless of that, they still should have been able to stop him on 4 3rd and longs. That is ridiculous. You should be able to stop anybody on 4 3rd and longs, much less that guy. So that's just, but you know what I saw? I saw a Steelers team that really, really wanted to win. They were in the zone. Okay, they were working together. They were going nuts after they make a tackle. The whole team is coming together. I mean, these guys wanted it. They wanted to win. That was their Super Bowl. They did not want to lose to Tom Brady again because he owns their asses. Tom Brady owns the Steelers. They should make him part of the ownership. Give him a percentage. Give him a cut. You know, they wanted this. Did you notice on the sidelines when they showed the Buccaneers? They were sectioned off. Okay, the guys were sectioned off. The wide receivers were sitting together arguing. about stuff. Quarterbacks were arguing. Tom was yelling at his backup. Then you got the offensive linemen talking amongst each other. Like, you saw a division. You saw divisions happening instead of everyone together and talking it out. This kind of crap comes from coaching and keeping everybody together. And there is no leader. There is no leader in the coaching ranks. Okay? Tom Brady cannot do everything. It's stupid to think this. He can't worry about special teams. He can't worry about what the defense is doing. He can't worry about everybody's preparation. He's got to do his job. He's got to worry about the guys that he's going out there with. He can't do everything. That was pathetic. So, yeah, it's just, okay. All right.
A membership chat and super chat.
There we go. It's from James, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
James Johnson celebrating 18 months of membership as consul. Thank you, James. Really appreciate it, man. He sends a member chat. And by the way, guys, if you're not a member, you can join as little as $2 per month. And the link is in the description of this video. What was up with all the pigeons in the Steelers-Bucs game? Well, they sensed the shit that the Bucs were leaving all over the field. And as the Gourd King put it, by the end of it, they were looking for anywhere on the field that they could shit where the Bucs hadn't already shit. So that's what they were all huddled together in, like little spots in the areas. So that's the thing about the pigeons there. Brady is not focused. Go Pats. Great victory. I believe in Zappy. Josh Allen, best Mario impression, jumping over Chiefs. Good job, Eagles. Good job, Eagles. And then he vomits in his mouth. Okay, cool. I agree. Jets over Rodgers. NFC East legit. All right, let's not get crazy. Okay. I don't know. I don't know about the Giants yet. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. I like their coach. Their coach is hardcore. He's got them playing well. And that's the kind of coaching that the Bucs need right there. And then you've got the Jets being coached well. I honestly can't believe it. Last year, I thought that guy was toast. I thought it was done. It was over. And he's got them playing well. And they go into Green Bay, and they just completely obliterate them at Lambeau. You got to remember, the Green Bay Packers beat Tom just a few weeks ago. I was complimenting the Patriots on how well they did in Lambeau because they lost. But I was complimenting how well they did just because it was at Lambeau. That's how much respect I had for Green Bay. The Jets go in there and embarrass them. So, you know what these teams have in common? The Giants, the Eagles, the Jets, teams like this. What do they have in common? Their coaches are hard asses. Their coaches are not weak. They're not pushovers. They're very serious guys, and they don't put up with crap. And now you've got Green Bay led by Matt LaFleur. By the way, after Stephen A. Smith somehow started saying Matt LaFleur after I had been doing that for years, even when he was on the Titans. Stephen A. Smith announced the other day that he no longer can say Matt LaFleur because some French people apparently got offended by it. Well, guess what? I'm going to continue to do it. I don't care. So if the French have a problem with that, I don't give a fuck. Matt LaFleur. LaFleur. Matt LaFleur. Okay. Weak coach. He's been riding Aaron Rodgers' coattails for 3 years. Eventually, that wears down, and you need coaching. This is why I talk about the Belichick-Brady thing. You put them together, and you will rule the NFL forever. That's just how it works. This is just soft coaching. Todd Bowles is not disciplining these guys. He's not doing anything. Then you got Belichick in New England. Belichick isn't taking crap from anybody. He is making sure that these guys stay focused. And that's, you see the results. It's they're starting to look like a team now. You saw that guy try to give, I can't remember his name, but he tried to give Belichick the ball after he recovered a muff punt, I think. And Belichick was just like, why are you giving this to me? Belichick doesn't want to rest on simple victories like that or small things like that. Although, in that guy's defense, I think he was probably given that ball to Belichick because he had tied George Halas, I think, for second all-time wins. And I think that might have been why he was giving him the ball. I'm not sure. But the point is that Bill, it just doesn't just let them rest, and wallow in little victories like that. Yeah. No, see, cold blue water. Yeah, even though with Bruce Arians there was a lack of discipline and conditioning. Absolutely, there was. But the point here is to move Todd Bowles back to the defense, to get him focused on the defense. And the only way to do that is to bring down somebody. So there's lack of discipline and conditioning anyway. It's all crap. Might as well at least get a great defense out of it, a great coach defense. And that's really, like I said, that's the only realistic thing that's possible right now. Not that they're going to do that, but it would be, at least it's something. So, something to stop the bleeding of how bad this is. John Thomas Chavez is a $5 super chat. He says, Brady going to the wedding and the Giants and Cowboys vacationing before the playoffs, all equal bad optics. Exactly. Brady should have known better. Yep. And what John's talking about is when the Giants, before their playoff game, they, Odell Beckham Jr. and some guys, they flew off and I think they went to Miami. And that's that famous boat party thing. And then they got just destroyed. And then the Cowboys, I think he's referring to when Tony Romo and Jason Witten went to Cabo or somewhere in Mexico for a vacation during their bye before their playoff game, and then they got smoked. But yeah, he should have known better. It's very unlike Brady to do something like this, and it's a completely unnecessary event to go to. You don't need it. And by the way, why is Robert Kraft having his wedding mid-season? Why are you doing that? Like, you couldn't wait until after the season? So, I just don't get it. Dude, just give Jonathan the team, please. Okay, please. Just get out of the way, Robert. You suck. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm going to try something here. The sky is blue. My vest is blue. This is a phone. I'm drinking soda. Okay. Now I just wait. Byron left shit. I like that. No, bloody pleb. I don't think that Stephen A. even knows this channel exists. What I think, or actually it's not what I think, what I know is that these big shows on ESPN and Fox and them, they have tons of employees that their job is to search the internet to see what trends are happening and to get catchphrases and to get good points. And they compile them and then they give them to the producers, and the producers give them to Stephen A. or Skip or Shannon, any of those guys, and they give it to them. So they do search YouTube for independent place things like this. It's their job to do that, and that's where they get it from. No, almost everything Stephen A. says is scripted for him. It's on a piece of paper given to him before the show, and it's on a teleprompter. Each one of them has got a teleprompter. You can't see it, but sometimes you can. Sometimes you can see Molly's teleprompter, but for the most part, they're just reading stuff. They don't even keep up anymore. They're just saying things. I'll tell you this. Stephen A. Smith said that Tom Brady should retire because of how things are going. Now, this reminds me quite a bit of the talk in 2019. So I'll get to that in just a second. Let me get these super chats here. Israel sends a $2 super chat. Says, at least the Bills won in spectacular fashion. Man, that was a great game. Oh, man, that was a great game. I loved it. Enjoyed every minute of it. And that was some really good football. It's just exciting. I knew that game was going to be good. I was at least hoping. So it was excellent. It was weird seeing Patrick throw those 2 picks. Those were very uncharacteristic of him. And I don't know what that was all about, but yeah, that was interesting there. But it was a good game though, and they still nearly won, even with that. They're a good team. That might be your AFC Championship game right there. Elf of Courage is a $5 super chat. Thank you, man. He says Josh Allen beat Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen is better than all those dudes ever were. Absolutely. He's better than those dudes ever were. It's true. It's true. Yeah, I agree. By the way, can we pull back on the Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes? Is this a good a rivalry as Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning? Here's what they should say. Could we be watching a rivalry like that in the making? So when I was a kid, it was Montana versus Marino, or Montana versus Elway. You had these kind of things. They didn't play each other very often, except they played each other in Super Bowls, but during regular season, they didn't see each other often. But those were when they got together, that was what everybody was paying attention to. And in the 90s, you had these quarterback quarterbacks like Brett Favre versus, Troy Aikman versus Steve Young. Definitely Aikman versus Young. That was a great one, a big one. Then the 2000s come, you have Peyton versus Tom. Even in the 70s, you had Staubach and Bradshaw. You're always going to have those. And right now with the young guys, you do have a rivalry there. You have Josh Allen, you have Patrick Mahomes. It's good, it's fun. You got one guy who's won a Super Bowl already, and you got another guy who's trying to win the Super Bowl. That, I would say, that is our new generational rivalry. But they're trying to say it's on the same level as Peyton and Tom. And let's just, no. Okay? Peyton versus Tom is the best rivalry there's ever been. There's never been anything better than that. And these guys would have to do, Mahomes and Josh Allen would have to do an insane amount and meet each other so often and go on winning things constantly for that to even, be compared. I mean, in the 70s, you had Bradshaw, who won 4. In the 80s, you had Montana, who won 4. And he ended up playing his rivals in the Super Bowl. In the 90s, you had Aikman winning 3. Steve Young won 1. Brett Favre, he won 1, went to 2, was 3-time MVP. There's a lot of accomplishments there. And, of course, I don't need to go over Tom and Peyton's accomplishments, which is ungodly, all right? But now they're just getting started. It's in the making, but let's wait and see before we start making statements like that. It just reminds me of Kelsey had that big game. All of a sudden, he's the greatest tight end that's ever played. Come on, So, Milan, did you say something? Oh, okay. The Gord King sends a $5 super chat and says, if his brain is the same as a duck, it's made of wood, and therefore a Lutwich. That's a good one. That's a good one, man. So if you guys watch Monty Python, that this is kind of an inside joke that we've had going on the last few weeks. It all started with Giselle being a witch. So I saw Mike Miller. I'll get back to you. I'll get to that in just a second. Let me get these other super chats. Okay. Ryan Dyer sends a $2 super chat. He says, if we lose to the Commanders, we are done, son. You don't think that's actually going to happen, do you? Well, I don't think it makes a difference that it's at FedEx Field. I was trying to see if it was in Lambeau or not. So Ryan Dyer and Mike Miller's comment about the Packers, they're both Packers fans. So I'm going to just address that now since we've got a super chat for it there. No, you're not going to lose. You're not going to lose. I think they needed a wake-up call. We're talking, 3 straight years that they've been 13-3 and been to 2 NFC Championship games. They've been resting on that. Just like Todd Bowles said, the Bucs were resting on the Super Bowl victory. The Packers are just finding their way right now. It's hard. It's very hard to keep that kind of level up for so long. And you lost some guys. You lost, of course, Devontae Adams, which is the biggest loss there. And that takes an adjustment. That changes the offense. You notice Aaron Rodgers doesn't do the hero ball that he used to do. And they're just trying to get to the open guy. They're trying to run the ball, things like that. They're trying to play a little differently. When Aaron mentioned in his post-game press conference that they're trying to do too much and that people made fun of it, I know exactly what he's talking about. You know, they're probably trying to come up with all kinds of different schemes and different things, and each player is overthinking their position. He's saying, let's just get back to regular standard basics, and let's just start from there. You know, I know they lost to the Jets. Maybe the Jets are just better than we think they are. Maybe that's the case right there. I look at it this way. Let's say 8 weeks from now, the Jets are one of the best records in the league. All of a sudden, we'll look back on this game with the Packers and go, well, that wasn't a bad loss, was it? It only seems like a bad loss now because the Jets historically suck. But there you go. You know, this is also a team that beat Brady's team on the road. So they're going to be in the playoffs. In fact, I still think they can win their division. I know. What about Minnesota? Does anybody trust the Vikings right now? Every year I want to see Kirk Cousins, get somewhere. The guy gets a lot of crap, okay? He does. And he's a damn good quarterback. He always has good stats. He always he has some big moments sometimes. But that Vikings team, for whatever reason, they just find a way to screw something up. And whether it's at the beginning of the year or the end of the year, right now they're on a roll. But do I think that they're going to maintain that for the long haul? We'll see. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about the Packers at all right now, whatsoever. They'll be in the playoffs. You know what? Maybe it'd be good for them not to be 13-3. Okay, it might be good for them. Maybe it's good to be humbled a bit. When you lose, you look at all your flaws and you correct them. When you win, you excuse them. You excuse your flaws. And you don't go, oh, you know what? Had we not done that, we came this close to losing, although we won. And so you tend to look in the mirror and you start to look at yourself. And maybe they need to come in as a wild card or a low-ranked division winner. Maybe that's good for them. Up of Courage is a $2 super chat. It says, Browns get Zach into oblivion. Go Pats! Hey.
Go Patriots.
There it is. Good job. Go Patriots.
Go Patriots.
Exactly.
Is it?
Go Patriots. I just taught her a few things. I taught her the most important English phrases there are. Let's go. Go Patriots. Good job. See, here's her Tom Brady's let's go.
Yes, go.
Let's go.
Yes, go.
Let's go. And then there was a time where she wanted us to open a chessboard for her. And it's like really hard to open. And she's trying to ask Milena to open it for her. and I don't know what she's saying exactly. She's talking in Bulgarian, but she says something, but it sounds like eat shit, you know. I don't know.
Eat shoot. Eat shoot. Eat shoot.
It sounds like she's telling me to eat shit. I mean, I don't know. So there you go. Maybe that's what she was saying. Because I told her, no, I'm not going to open it. Wow. Elf of Courage sends a $10 super chat and says, Manning versus Brady had 17 meetings. Josh and Mahomes will have to play each other at least 10 more times to nearly match the Manning-Brady rivalry. And not just that. It's going to have to be full of big moments. It's going to have to be AFC Championship games multiple times, or big divisions. They've got an epic one from last year, but that's just that one. That's really everyone remembers. You need more of those, and you need Josh and Tom. I mean, Josh and Tom. Josh and Patrick to have tons of MVPs, Super Bowls, things like that. Like, there's so much to this. There's so much, that they would have to accomplish for that to happen. Bloody Pleb, you are absolutely right, man. Aaron should try leading the league in touchdowns with Troy Brown and David Patton. Absolutely. That's 0-2 Brady right there. Absolutely. It's not easy, But like I'm saying, maybe Aaron he's not going to get an MVP this year, but maybe you're a better overall team, a cohesive team. If you can get that going, if you can make that happen, there's a lot of time left. So that in the end could be better. And we all know about the MVP curves, right? So let's see here. Nefertiti sends a $3 super sticker. It's a pear character with lovey-dovey eyes blowing red hearts in the air. Oh, how appropriate for football. I'm assuming you're doing that for your niece, Antonia. So, okay, guys. Let me go back here. I just want to see what you're talking about.
I think you missed the one before.
Oh, I did? Okay. No, I got them.
Like an elf of courage?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yep, I got them all. Biden, blah, 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 asked me, what are the 3 most pathetic teams this week from Sunday? The Bucs are number 1. The Bucs are number 1. Because of, like I said, the Steelers situation, you didn't even go after their secondary. You didn't attack anything. You didn't plan anything. So that makes you the most pathetic, as far as I'm concerned. The second most pathetic, the Bears. That Thursday night game was atrocious. You can't let that happen. That's just, and third, it's a tie between, in my opinion, it's a tie between, well, no, I was going to say between the 49ers and the Jets, or the Packers, but I'm going to go ahead and say the Packers. You can't lose that badly at home, especially when you've got such a home field advantage. But we say that right now, what we know to be right now, but like I said, if down the road the Jets are actually a good team and they prove that they are, then looking back, that may not seem so bad. So, but yeah, the Bucs, I'm not letting them off the hook at all. That was just garbage. Yeah, Gord King. Yeah, Brian DeBall has been situationally excellent. I agree. I like a lot what I see from his Giants, and you know, you've got a quarterback, Daniel Jones, who's just doing what he's told and doing what he's coached to do, and sometimes that's just better. No, okay, so there is no father time catching up with Tom here. So that takes me back to what I was going to say about Stephen A. Smith. So Stephen A. Smith said Tom needs to retire, probably based on his playing. Okay, well, this reminds me a lot of 2019, okay, when they were saying that stuff. And of course, all of us here were like, yeah, right, that's not going to happen. That's nonsense. We know that Patriots team just it was just winding down. This wasn't working. There was nobody to throw to. A lot of those players just sucked. N'Keal Harry being the suckiest of the group, probably. But I knew it wasn't Tom. You guys knew it wasn't Tom. So, according to Stephen A. Smith, because of how Tom's stats are, he should retire. Okay, cool. Let's say you didn't know that Tom was 45. Let's pretend that you don't know his age. Okay? Or let's pretend that every quarterback that's playing right now, all starting quarterbacks are all 30 years old. They're all 30. Let's look at some of these guys' own, let's use their own stats against them. So they love quarterback rating. So let's start with quarterback rating. Tom Brady has the 7th highest quarterback rating. So if he's supposed to retire, according to Stephen A. Smith, here are the guys who also should retire right now, or after the season is over with Tom. Jimmy Garoppolo, Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Tannehill, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert. Sorry, Justin, your career's over. It's finished. You're done. You're done. Based on the Stephen A. Smith scale. Okay? Justin Herbert, sorry, you're finished. You're over the hill. You're kaput. Jared Goff, you're done. Trevor Lawrence, your career's over. I know you're a new kid, but you're done. You're finished. Daniel Jones, you're done. Kirk Cousins, out. Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz probably should be done, though. He sucks. Russell Wilson, you're finished. Kyler Murray, out. He kind of sucks, too. I can go on and on and on here. You guys get the point. Okay? So they are only saying this because they know Tom's age. Remove that, and you've got just another quarterback here. This is just 7th in Stephen A. Smith's favorite stat. Weird. Let's look at yards. Tom Brady is 5th in yards. 5th. That's weird. So anyone not named Josh Allen, Matt Ryan, Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Herbert should retire. That's it. Now remember, these are Stephen A. Smith's favorite stats. These are the ones he likes the most. So all these guys are done. This is a bias because you know how old he is. That's what that is. If you brought someone in who didn't know about football, you didn't see their age, and they'd look at that, they'd think that Tom Brady is one of the best in the league right now. That's what it would look like. They'd think he's top 10. He's, top 10. That's what it's someone who didn't know who these guys were and didn't see the age. They're just looking at age. That's it. Now, let's look at when a guy should retire and a guy should actually retire. Let's take a look at 2015. Now, we're going to stick to the same Stephen A. Smith situation, quarterback rating, passer rating. 35 quarterbacks here that qualify. Number 34 out of 35 is Peyton Manning. 39 years old, 34th in passer rating. His stats are atrocious. All across the board, actually. Is Tom Brady that? I'm just curious. Is that what he's doing? No. Tom is keeping pace with all these other guys. But you're not calling for their retirement, are you? Like I said, Tom Brady's got a better passer rating than Justin Herbert. So Herbert should retire. Sorry, kid. You're finished. It's over. According to Stephen A. Smith. Okay? So you see how these minds think? You see how they process stuff? And this is the same thing they did in 2019, if you guys remember. I also remember people saying that the Patriots should get rid of Tom back in 2014. I remember that too. So, can you guys believe, all right, that in 2008, there were people in New England, fans in New England, who were talking about should they get rid of Tom and keep Matt Castle? That actually was a thing. That was a thing back in 2008. For real. Okay? Back in those days, it was MySpace was a thing. And I had a blog, a sports blog that I would write. And I wrote a real long response to those people. I found that recently, a few months ago. I was like, that's kind of funny. Maybe I'll post it sometime. But yes, that was happening back then. So you could see how people get sometimes. They don't really think about the reality of the situation. Tom Brady being 45 or 38 or 30 or 25 or whatever, it makes no difference. Tom Brady right now is a better quarterback than he was when he was young, when he was in his 20s, in my opinion. So what does 45 have to do with anything? It means nothing, actually. It only means something. It doesn't mean anything. So age doesn't mean anything. All it does is performance, okay? You can start to suck at 30. You can suck at 35. You could start to suck at 26. Your time is up, okay? Look at Cam Newton. Look what happened to him. He just stopped being good. It had nothing to do with age. We weren't talking about Cam Newton's age. We never brought that up. Why? Because it was irrelevant. Why is it relevant with Tom? I don't care if he's 60. That is not relevant if he's still doing what he's doing, if he's out there playing. I don't see any drop off. I see lack of preparation and lack of focus. And that has nothing to do with his age. Absolutely nothing. He made some throws on Sunday that were just incredible. That was rewind worthy. In fact, there were two of them that I would put in a Tom Brady highlight reel, actually. So let's not get crazy. They just want him gone. Okay? They want him out. They're tired of him winning. Their savior, Patrick Mahomes, cannot catch up with Tom if Tom keeps winning. And if he keeps adding on to his yards and he keeps adding on to his touchdowns and all these things, they want to stop the bleeding as far as they're concerned. And that's how they think. That's exactly how they think. So they just want him out. They want any excuse to push him out, and they're going to keep saying that. I will let you guys know, and actually, I don't even have to let you guys know. You guys will know. You guys will know yourself, because we have by far the smartest fan base on YouTube, in my opinion, when it comes to football. And we'll know. We'll know when Tom Brady is not Tom Brady anymore. We'll know. We've watched him too long to find that out. We'll know when it happens. So, but I don't even care about those particular stats. I only mention those because those are the ones that Stephen A. Smith likes to talk about. He constantly talks about those. So I wanted to use those against him because he likes them. Do we curse around who? Her niece? No. I don't want her learning those things. No. I don't know what she was saying. She said something in Bulgarian. She was trying to say something in Bulgarian, but it just comes out sounding like that. It was just a funny moment. But no, we definitely don't teach her that. But Tom is going to have to start being more forceful about the play calling. He's going to have to just stop listening to Leftwich. And there needs to be more no huddle. I think you should be starting that. I think you should start the game off in no huddle. Every time. Maybe even go into your 2-minute, your 4-minute offense 10 minutes into before the half is over. Start just getting in a groove. Let Tom calling the plays, deciding what's what, and just going for it, and not trying to cater to certain players on the team. Stop trying to give Leonard Fournette his moment. Stop trying to force all this. Just make it happen. Make it work. There's no excuses. He's got a lot of weapons. He's got a lot of great players around him. I know the offensive line is a little weird, but Tom knows how to get rid of the ball. He knows how to mitigate that to a certain extent. It's just about preparation. These are mental errors, procedural penalties. You shouldn't have these. You shouldn't have all these false starts and these delay of games and these confusion, too many men on the field, or at sometimes not enough men on the field, running the wrong routes. What is this? Or the running back not following his blockers to the right side of the field and not picking the right spots. What are you doing exactly? These are all things that are fixed during practice, the week before the game. That is what you work on. These guys physically already are great. What you work on is the mental, the reps, doing it over and over again, knowing what to do, knowing the situation. And nobody on that team seems to understand any situation whatsoever. But yeah, Byron's got to go. See ya. And they're not going to do anything about that. So he's going to have to start just ignoring them, basically. Okay. Ryan Dyer sends a $5 super chat. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome tonight. I appreciate it. Speaking of that, I got something to tell you guys here in a second. Some interesting news. Ryan Dyer sends a $5 super chat. He says, Castle was lucked by being behind a 16-0 team and a Hall of Fame O-line. Made a whole career with like 3 fluke seasons. Exactly. That's absolutely true. So people they exaggerate Castle's 2008 season. that was a 16-0 season, a team. That was a team that won 18 games, went 18-1. The next year, you go 11-5 with the same team. And actually, the Chiefs game plan for Tom Brady, so that could probably kind of help Castle actually in that Week 1 game. But the team goes 11-5. That's a 7-game drop. That's massive. That is freaking massive. You have a 7-game drop for any other team, and they're missing the playoffs. They're done. So people have trouble thinking about these things. They just see 11-5 and they think it's good enough. Some guy smarted off the other day. I said, talking about some team, I can't remember who it was, but yeah. I made a video about the Broncos Chargers last night, and I made a joke that both coaches are pretty much garbage, but one's worse than the other. I said the Broncos suck, but their suckage makes even their opponents suck. That's how bad they are. I don't think the Chargers suck at all. And that's not even close. But the point is that they played like garbage because they were playing Denver. It was like when you play Denver, you just suddenly get caught up in their sucking ways, right? He goes, well, the Chargers are 4-2. Wow, that's exciting. I mean, you really put me in my place there. That's when you get excited about that, that's kind of pathetic. So, no. That 2018 also had a very favorable schedule compared to what they had to deal with the year before. The team was not any different. Same team, just you changed the quarterback. If Tom was playing in 08, they go undefeated again, probably, most likely, and they probably finish the job. Got to remember, the 08 playoffs, who did it come down to? It came down to the Cardinals versus Steelers. The Steelers didn't have to see the usual suspects that year. So, I don't think that they would have been okay had they had to face. I don't think Steelers would have beaten Tom Brady-led Patriots team from 08. We're talking another Super Bowl run if that doesn't happen. So forgive me if 11-5 doesn't get me excited or impress me. And I know to a lot of fans of certain teams that 11-5 sounds impressive and they're happy about it. But the record doesn't matter as far as just a number in itself, because it only matters within the context of what's happening. In 08, 11-5 wasn't good enough to make the playoffs. The Patriots did not make the playoffs in 08, so that 11-5 number means nothing. If they went 13-3 and missed the playoffs, I don't care. 13-3 means nothing. It doesn't have any relevance at all. Maybe in another year that's good. In another year, 11-5 can get you to the playoffs. In some years, 7-9 can get you to the playoffs, Seattle Seahawks. So, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. That 11-5 was not good enough. And you know what? The losses they took were all the good teams, the teams that they needed to beat to get into the playoffs, and they couldn't do that. They got beat up by the Dolphins. So, you couldn't beat the good teams. And you got wins off of the teams that weren't playoff bound to begin with. So, you have to put context to everything. Everything. Or it makes no difference. Nefertiti sends a $5 super chat. It says, Tom still has torque. and more than most players. Forever and ever. Absolutely. Absolutely. She was not saying go Jets in Bulgaria, and that did not happen. Stop it. Don't get me angry, buddy. What happened? Something happened with Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft. Is that true? Anybody know what that's about? Yeah, you guys are not going to get any dates. I mean, what are we going to do without those hot bot girls saying, call us now, blah blah blah. That's too bad. Brady is washed, really. So I guess all those other quarterbacks I mentioned are washed too, then, right? Well, that happened before, Mike. Mike Miller says Jerry Jones voted against renewing Goodell and Kraft, and Jones got into it, according to ESPN. Is that new? Because the last time Goodell was up for a contract, Jerry Jones was the one that voted against it. So is this happening again? I don't. That's weird. God, did time go by that fast? Where Goodell was extended again? That's strange. Oh well. Robert Kraft's a douche. After everything that the league did, and Roger Goodell destroyed Tom Brady's name during Deflategate, and he wants to extend Roger Goodell's contract. What a piece of crap! Wow, that's new. Okay, thanks, Mike, for clearing that up, and thank you, Israel, for pointing that out originally. So that's wow. That's even worse. Right, Robert Kraft. He shouldn't be trying to see Jonathan. If Jonathan was an owner, Jonathan would have voted no. If you remember during Deflategate, Jonathan talked crap about Goodell. He even wore that Goodell Clowns shirt around. So Jonathan needs to be the owner of the Patriots. James Johnson says a $2 super chat and says the Pats ran no huddle in 2011 and went to the Super Bowl with a terrible defense. Terrible defense. That defense couldn't stop anybody. It was so bad. We had Julian Edelman in the secondary. Okay? Like, what was happening there? Exactly, James. Okay. So I have some interesting things I want to tell you about going on with what we're going to do with the channel. But just give me about 90 seconds. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere because I'm excited to tell you guys about this. Okay, so just a moment. Okay, wait. Good job.
It's cute. Yes, go.
Let's.
Go, Patriot.
There it is.
Ha ha ha.
All right. So thank you guys for staying with me. Looks like 3 of you left. Swear. All right. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So it looks like Ryan got hidden accidentally. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Apologies. Yeah. So real quick, just before I forget, I want to propose a trade. And let's see if we can get this done. So I think the Dallas Cowboys should call the Bucs and say, we will trade Dak Prescott to you for Tom Brady and a pick or two, maybe even another player or something. I think that would be interesting. And extremely intelligent of them. So what would happen in this scenario is Dallas gets Tom Brady now, and that would probably guarantee that Tom keeps his contract for another year in Dallas. That would be interesting to see. Maybe Tom needs a change too. Maybe he just needs to keep moving and do that. Dak goes to Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay knows that they're going to lose Tom eventually, either to retirement or he'll just not re-sign with them. It depends on how long Tom wants to play for. But with Dak, they've got a quarterback for years. I would need to look at the salary situation to see if that's even possible. But this is just kind of off the top of my head. I think it would be a good deal. Although the Cowboys would probably need to ask for a little more than just a straight up Tom for Dak, just because Dak gives you more years of guaranteed play there. And Dallas isn't in too bad of a position to take a guy like Tom who could retire or be gone in the near future. Cooper Rush isn't too bad of a quarterback, and imagine if he was behind Tom, and then maybe you could turn the team over to Cooper at a certain point. So I think that would be pretty interesting. I don't know how that would work. Like, I think Tom might have a no trade clause, so he would have to approve it. I'm certain he would approve that. But that would be something I would like to see. So it's got to happen soon. The trade deadline is approaching, Tyler, like Tyler said there. Oh, thank you so much, Melina. Oh, here, take this. There you go. Otherwise, Ramses will knock it over. By the way, where's Ramses? I haven't got to show him lately. All right.
Let's keep the beast asleep.
Keep the beast asleep? All right. All right. So what we have going on here this week is, you guys can't tell it, but I'm using my computer. I have a different computer for Von on Sports. But so we have some people coming in at the end of the week to change our floor, and we're removing all the carpet, putting in a cool floor. We've got this huge room that we're turning in to the VAS studio, and we're going to set it up to a point where we'll have different camera angles and different views and things like that. Try to really up the production value. But also, we're going to have a space where we can invite former NFL players. So a lot of them live here in LA, and we've reached out, made some contacts and things like that, but we're not ready yet to have to accommodate an in-person interview or a guest like that. So we're doing everything we can to get that going, And we've been doing that for the last 2 months, actually. That's what we've been working on. It's a lot of progress, a lot of upgrades and renovation and things like that that had to be taken care of. But that's one of the last things that we needed to do. So I'm really excited about this, and I think you guys are really going to appreciate it. And I really appreciate, and me and Milena, both of us appreciate all of your support, the memberships that you have, and the super chats you send to help support this channel. And the money goes to, making this channel as best as possible. And I just want to tell you guys, I really appreciate it so much. We appreciate it. And it's been a big help. So thank you very much. It's going to be awesome to have guys, NFL players in here. And I finally will get to interview them one-on-one in the moment. And, we get that going, a few here and there. And then hopefully, we start to be able to reach out to even more famous players. And maybe we can get current players as well. Although I might want to be careful about how much shit I talk about the Rams and Chargers. Like, maybe I should, I don't know. But no, actually, I won't, because that would be selling out. So I don't do that. Maybe I don't have to go hardcore on them on a personal level. I still critique them. But seriously, all joking aside, I would never do that. I go after everybody when they deserve it. That's just how this works. So, but for real, this is going to be awesome. I think you guys are really going to like it. And we're just going to up our game. And of course, Nefertiti will be back on the air with me. The only reason she's not been is because we don't have, like I said, everything's renovation. All this stuff's packed away and everything. We don't have the ability to have 2 mics, all that set up right now. So that's why she's not been seen. But we'll be back better than ever. It's going to be awesome. So. Man, Biden, wouldn't that be awesome? Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate it. Okay, so I'm just going to go down the list of the games from Sunday. So 49ers at Falcons. This one was shocking. And I missed a lot of games. I think probably a lot of people did. There's the games that I had the 49ers in a blowout, okay? What the hell? I don't know what the 49ers are doing exactly. It's just, but you got to have consistency, and you got to have consistency from your quarterback most of all. But I'm starting to really question Kyle Shanahan's coaching. And it's that softness again. I don't think that the 49ers are being coached hard enough. And I just don't know if they take him seriously or not. This 49ers team is awesome, the roster. These guys should just be killing it. But I don't know. Props to the Falcons. I'm not saying the Falcons are don't deserve the victory or whatever. I mean, obviously they won, but there's just a lot of mediocrity with going on with teams that should be better. Brady and Sean McVay. That would mean that Tom Brady's on the Rams. I would lose my, you know what? Yeah, that would be cool. Now, of course, that would be insane, man. But I don't know. I think Tom needs to be on a team where the coach is respected, you know. And some of these coaches, I don't think Tom would respect McVay. I just don't. I don't think Tom would care about that hype and all that. I just don't believe it. I think he would have respect for Mike McCarthy. And that's because Mike's been around a long time. Mike coached Aaron Rodgers for a long time. And people make fun of Mike McCarthy. I'm not sure why exactly, but his Packers were good for a long time. And he helped Aaron. He helped Aaron when Aaron came into the league and when Mike got to the Packers. So, you know, Mike was on the 49ers coaching staff when Aaron was drafted. And then McCarthy moved over to Green Bay as the head coach. And he helped Aaron's development quite a bit. So it's not the same like it is with Matt LaFleur and Aaron. Aaron is already an established player. There's not really anything he needs to learn or improve. And LaFleur is just a guy, a random dude, in my opinion. I don't even know how he got the job. It was a mediocre offensive coordinator for the Titans. That's why I used to make fun of him all the time. So he got lucky there. But in Mike McCarthy's case, he was very much a part of that Green Bay team being winning and being good consistently. Now, of course, the main thing is Aaron. That's the main thing. You've got to have the quarterback. But Mike is a good coach, in my opinion. It just ran its course. I think at that point, he was staying in the old school way of doing things as far as the play schemes and things like that. And the league was kind of passing him by, and it ran its course. And I think he just needed to leave Green Bay. So it got bad at the end there. And I think that's what everybody remembers. But now you've got Dallas looking pretty good. It took a little time. And I just think that's a coach who's been around a long time and that Tom would really respect. So I don't think he has any respect for the Bucs staff. And honestly, I don't see how he could actually. I mean, what's Byron Leftwich going to tell Tom Brady? You know, what is he going to tell him exactly? So, hey Tom, you know, when I was playing on the Jaguars, we used to do this. You should listen to me. Okay, so. I think Tom needs that kind of coaching where someone just says, Tom, what are you doing, dude? And like to really tell him and set him straight, because Tom likes that. He likes it, and he needs it, I think. And that's a good thing to be. It means you're coachable. But if a guy is not willing to coach because it's Tom Brady, if he's starstruck, I don't know how good that's going to go. So we talked about Jets at Packers. Let's see what the Jets are all about. I'm not down on Green Bay right now, but I am intrigued by the Jets. I'm interested to see where this is going. That's an impressive win, guys. That's a good win. So good for them. I got the Colts over Jaguars. I got that one right. So I'm happy to see Matt Ryan, have a winning record right now. I'm a big Matt Ryan fan. I've always have been. And it just seems like each week they kind of get a little better, become a more cohesive unit. Matt threw the ball 58 times, 42 of 58, nearly 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. So things are looking better for the Colts there. So I hope keeps improving for Matt. And Matt has an opportunity here because the division he's in. So the Jaguars kind of they're okay. I mean, they're nothing special really, but they're not like absolutely garbage or anything. But the Texans, they're nothing. The Tennessee Titans, they don't even know who they are anymore. I have no faith in them either. So the Colts, Matt, he's got something there. So Vikings over Dolphins. This is not surprising. The Dolphins are frauds, and they've been frauds this whole time. And yeah, I'm just not surprised by that result there. The Dolphins are going to win. They're going to lose a lot more games coming up too. Bengals over Saints again. Another one. I picked the Bengals to win that one. Saints just. This is why you need a good coach, man. The right coach. Some guys are coordinators. Some guys are head coaches. And Dennis Allen is a coordinator, it looks like. So, just the way it is. Bengals are still coming off that whole Super Bowl hangover thing where, see, the problem with being a Super Bowl loser is that you're treated as if you had won. But you didn't get the win, but you're treated like you're that. People still want to beat you, and they still give you their best, and you've got to maintain that greatness. That's why we never see back-to-back winners anymore. We never see. The last time we saw a Super Bowl back-to-back was 03-04 Patriots. It's because it's too hard. Once the target is on your back, everybody wants to beat you every week. I mean, look, Tom Brady, the Steelers and Bucs, there's no history there, but Tom and the Steelers is a history. They wanted to beat him because of it's Tom Brady. Well, when you go to the Super Bowl and you're the Bengals, everyone in the AFC wants to show you up, and even the NFC opponents want to test themselves against the guys who were in the Super Bowl. It's not easy, man, and that's what I've been trying to tell people. To win consistently in this era with the salary cap and free agency and all that, what the Patriots done for 20 years is just, it's ridiculous. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be possible, to be honest with you. It just should not be. But that's what the Bengals are experiencing right now. And that's probably why they're 3-3, and they're just going to have to get over that. Rams are in the same position, by the way. So, Ravens versus Giants. I picked the Ravens to win that, but honestly, does anybody have any faith in Baltimore anymore? Like, if you were going to put money on the Ravens, are you confident in them? So, I'm not 100% sold on the Giants yet. And you know what? It has nothing to do with their ability. I'm just waiting for Saquon Barkley to get injured again. It's like, I hope that doesn't happen. I really like New York Giants right now. I like them. I just don't know if I'm completely sold on saying that they're going to be something down the road. But man, they're playing good football, and I love their coach. I love the coaching. And I like what I see from Daniel Jones. I know it's not flashy, it's not pretty, but you know what? He's making his reads. He's being patient. He reminds me quite a bit of Alex Smith in that regard of just making sure, you're doing the right thing, not trying to do too much all at once. Yeah. So, but I like what I see. And I think that game's more about the Ravens just not being what they should be. With the Ravens, I don't think it's player specific. I think it's very similar to the Bucs. I think that they're just not focused, and they seem to not understand situational football. They give up these big leads and things. That is lacking mental toughness, awareness of the situation, things like that. And that's coaching, man. Panthers fall to the Rams. I think everybody saw that knew that was coming. I heard rumors that Christian McCaffrey might be traded, or there's interest. I'm not sure. So if that means that the Panthers are up for that, I don't, I'm not 100% sure about that, but that would be interesting. I think the Bucs could use Christian McCaffrey right now. Leonard Fournette. Leonard. Okay, so Leonard is doing well in the passing game. In fact, I think he's leading the team in receptions. But it'd be nice to see Christian McCaffrey there, as long as he's healthy. The guy is always injured. Cardinals and Seahawks. I had joked, funnily enough, I had said the Seahawks are a tank team, but they would beat the Cardinals because the Cardinals would find a way to lose. Do you want your money back yet, Arizona? Do you want your money back? Do you want to get rid of Kyler Murray and your crappy coach, Cliff Kingsbury, who never should have been hired to begin with, or Kyler Murray, who never should have been drafted to begin with? Do you want to return on your investment? Because you got screwed. Welcome to mediocrity, Arizona, for the next 5 years. Bills over Chiefs, we covered that one. A great game. Josh Allen, man, he's in the zone. The Chiefs are still a good team, though. I don't think less of them for losing this game. This was a great game. So, okay. Cowboys and Eagles, we talked about that. And Broncos Chargers, I don't even want to talk about. It's pathetic. Russell Wilson and the Broncos, that's just bad. Bad all the way around. Bitcoin Motorist celebrating 21 months of membership. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it, man. It says pundits saying Mahomes is great as a home dog. Two is starting. Is it? Oh yeah. I don't know. Does it matter? We'll find out, I guess. But we're not going to do the prediction thing until Saturday, so we'll worry about next week on Saturday. So, sorry?
You get the James
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. So, regarding the Patriots and the Browns game, all this talk about quarterback controversy and stuff like that. Really? I mean, actually, I think it's a good position to be in. So, it's like the Cowboys situation. So, Zappy is playing well, and they're winning, and the team looks good. This Patriots team is starting to look like a Patriots team as far as the way they're playing as a unit. I don't see a reason to rush Mac Jones back. I love Mac, okay? I like him a lot. That has nothing to do with it, whether I like him or not. You don't break up something that is working. I don't care. So it's working. You have him there. We're not talking about having a backup that, or a guy who's injured at the level. This is not Tom Brady starting and then you got Drew Bledsoe waiting to get his job back. I mean, this is not that, okay? Mac is not exactly going to go out there and light up the scoreboard either. So what are we doing here? I just think a lot of people in Boston just want to talk. They just want to talk and they're never happy and they want to stir up junk. But no, this is not a bad thing against Mac at all. Just keep him healthy, keep him, on the sidelines while this is going, because you don't know what you've got yet. We may look back at the end of the year and go, holy crap, Zappy's actually for real. He's actually a really good quarterback. How do we know that that's not the case here? How do we know? But if you bench him and then we go back to Mac and then they kind of just go back into mediocrity a bit, now we've possibly ruined that because we ruined his rhythm. And yeah, I don't want to do that. So. And look at it this way. If Zappy starts to suck, look, you've got Mac there, So either way, I think this is a good situation. Listen, we've been in quarterback purgatory for a long time. Now look, this is great. This is great. This is a guy, a quarterback who nobody expected anything from. I mean, he wasn't even the backup. He was the third guy. I mean, they started Brian Hoyer over him. So this is like freebies, man. This is like going to McDonald's, buying, the hamburger meal or the number one, and you peel off the little Monopoly thing, and all of a sudden you win $1,000. You went there for the food, you went there for the Big Mac meal, but you got that extra. That's kind of how it is with Zappy. We drafted him. Okay, let's see what he's about. All right, whatever. But now all of a sudden you find out that he's not bad. He's, doing pretty good. So let's just go with that. Although I may have just compared Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi to some of the most unhealthy food imaginable. I'm not sure where I was going with that exactly. Okay, whatever. You get the point. Okay? Clipboard torque. I'm getting my second win, guys. Clipboard torque. All right. But yeah, I'm loving what I see with New England. I am liking it a lot. Again, 3-3, don't care. What I want to see, I mean, I know people say that's not a good record. Whatever, don't worry about that. It's like I said about Chargers earlier, 4-2. That's not the point. What I want to see is I want to see it going somewhere. Okay? Unlike Biden's economy and unlike the stock market, which is completely destroying me right now, going like this, I want to see a team go like this. That's what the Patriots are doing. Okay? So, there you go. And that's what I like right there. I see development. I see it coming along quite nicely. I have more confidence in this team right now than I did that I had in the 2020 and 2021 teams. This one, even at 3-3, don't care about the record. I see the development. I see it coming along, and that's also why I'm worried about Tampa Bay the same way. It's because of that, because they're not. They're going down. They're following that trend. They're going down. They're actually not even going in the right direction. They're going to need a wake up call fast. But with the Patriots, they're actually trending upwards. So that 3-3 could quickly become an 8-3, a 7-3 in a few weeks. And all of a sudden, Happy learned how to putt. All right, guys. Let's see. Got a super chat here from Alpha Courage. $2 super chat. He says, is Zip It Zappy a good nickname for him? That's not bad. It's not bad, yeah. But let's not give him a nickname yet. He's not earned a nickname yet, right? So we give guys nicknames that really start to accomplish something. I mean, we didn't nickname Tom until after he won the Super Bowl, right? So but yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. Right now, I just wish we could. I just wish Bill and Tom were still a unit. Like, it just drives me crazy because of these stupid mistakes and these stupid mental errors. It's driving me nuts. I hate stupid football. I hate it. It's not about losing a game. I can deal with losses. I can deal with Super Bowl losses. The Patriots. I can deal with 2007, even though it hurts, but it doesn't anger me. I can deal with the 2011 Super Bowl loss. It hurts, but it doesn't anger me. The 2017 Super Bowl loss to the Eagles, that pisses me off. That was stupidity. That was self-inflicted. That was just dumb. All right? I can't stand that kind of thing. It has nothing to do with losing. It's the play. It's the way you're losing and how you're losing. If the other team's better than you, whatever. Okay? If they played better that day, fine. You can't do nothing about that. You can only play as best you can and see what happens. But to make mistakes, to be stupid all the time, that I can't stand. It just drives me nuts. And that's why some of these coaches drive me crazy. It's why I don't like a lot of these coaches right now. It's because they're making dumb mistakes. They're making mistakes and making decisions that a kid playing Madden wouldn't even make at that point. It's just some of it. It's just really ridiculous. So, is there anything else you guys want me to talk about right now? Just real quick. Yeah, the Tampa Bay defense made Mitch Trubisky look like Aaron Rodgers. That was rough. That was rough. That's a good point, Ryan. If Tom owns the Steelers, then he owns the rights to TB12. Sorry, Bradshaw. Sorry. That's true. That's true. Colin Cowherd said that Arizona should trade Kyler Murray for Russell Wilson. There's no way Denver would do that. There's no way. If I was Arizona, I would do that in a second. In a second. No hesitation. Really? Cool. Giving money to Kyler Murray was like the Brock Osweiler contract with the Texans. That's like, you've got to get out of that. Look what it took Houston to get out of that. Look what they had to give up to get out of that situation with they had to do that deal with the Cleveland Browns just to get out of a bad contract. And then Arizona goes and does that when they knew that they had to put in a clause that said study. That's on Arizona. You can't even blame Kyler for that. You got to blame the Cardinals. Why would you make a deal like that? You're idiots. There are backups and free agent quarterbacks that could give you what Kyler is giving you on the Cardinals. And you gave them money like that? You gave them that kind of money? Come on. No, idiots, absolute idiots. Israel says, yes, I have an unrelated question. Why are there so many dipshits who think Tony Gonzalez is still greater than Rob Gronkowski? It's infuriating. Because they're looking at volume stats, and Gronk was a Patriot, and you know that already brings some hatred. It already brings some disdain, and so that in itself, they don't want to give any compliments to a Patriots player, most likely. The problem with the Tony Gonzalez argument is that Gonzalez is not even. There are other tight ends that I would take over Gonzalez. There's quite a few actually. So to argue with him over Gronkowski's kind of dumb. Gronk is the GOAT. Okay, he's the best tight end that's ever played, and I don't think it's particularly close. There's no one who's dominated that position the way Gronk has. In fact, very few people have dominated the football field the way Gronk did. So that is just within itself, in itself is finished. It's done. So yeah, Tony No Ring Gonzalez. Yeah, he talks a lot of stuff. He talks a lot of junk though, you know. But if I was starting a team and I took everybody in their prime, I would take Gronk first. Who else would I take over Gonzalez? I'd take Shannon Sharp over Gonzalez. I'd take Kellen Winslow Jr. over Gonzalez. I'd take Travis Kelce over Gonzalez. Yeah. Did I say Kellen Winslow Jr.? I meant Kellen Winslow Sr. Kellen Winslow Jr. sucks ass and is kind of a psychopath. Yeah, and then I'd take Tony. So I've never been impressed by him. I wasn't impressed with him when he was playing. You know, I remember his entire career, and everyone always made a big deal out of him. And I just saw volume all the time. And with Gronk, it's different. Gronk did things after the catch that were insane. So a lot of what Gronk did, you know, anybody could throw him the ball and he could make things happen. And he would just the routes he ran, the way he got open, the way he blocks, you know, that's not quarterback related. So he's an all around complete player. And we can't do the what ifs, guys. We can't. I know some people like to do that and people want to do the what ifs and all that. I know some people got mad at me because of what I said about Justin Tucker and about being the GOAT kicker or whatever. And some people have been saying that he's the greatest kicker of all time and all this stuff. Well, no, he's not. And it's Adam Vinatieri. But people say, you know, what if? Well, if Justin was in these situations, and you know, could Justin still be the GOAT? Of course he could. He's got a lot of time left. Is he talented enough? Hell yeah, he's awesome. I would take Justin Tucker over any kicker in the league easily. It's not even a hesitation. But there are a lot of kickers in the league right now that are also phenomenal and amazing. And these kickers with technology and form and style and just different things, these kickers are getting it. Some of this is getting crazy, right? So we're going to see a lot of that kind of stuff. The thing with Vinatieri is that he was in those situations and he made that happen. But anyway, the point is, you could say, okay, so Tony didn't have the same quarterbacks or whatever. Okay, well, you know, I can't do the what if game. I can't. I just got to go by. If we're going to do that, if we're going to do the what ifs, you know, I had a Ravens fan get mad at me the other day because of the Justin Tucker thing. That's what I'm talking about. But I can't make everybody happy. But the what if game is then Barry Sanders is the GOAT running back. He's the best I've ever seen. But that doesn't mean anything. Who is considered the GOAT running back? It's usually Emmitt Smith, or Jim Brown, right? In my opinion, the GOAT running back is Jim Brown. But a lot of people say Emmitt Smith. And why do they say Emmitt Smith? Emmitt's got 3 rings. He made it happen on the big stage. If we do the what if game, well, Barry was on the Detroit Lions. Well, Barry could have also left the Lions. He could have done something else. So whatever the case is, we can't go by what ifs. We can't do that. All we have is the evidence in front of us. And the what if game, now all of a sudden, then Dan Marino is the GOAT because of what he did in the 80s and that style. The stuff he accomplished as a quarterback were nothing short of insane, right? So you could assign this to anyone and say, well, if they were doing that, if they had this team, if they were there or whatever, we could do this all day. The most egregious version of that is quarterback, though, when people say that. If Aaron Rodgers was a Patriots quarterback for 20 years, if this, if that, we can't do that, man. Now, a quarterback has more control over their team than a tight end does or a kicker or something like that. That's absolutely true. But again, we cannot do the what if game. We can only go by what we've seen. So Rob Gronkowski is what we've seen. Gronkowski is the man. And I would say that anyway. It's not like Gonzalez has a ring, so to bring up an argument there. So we could take Gronk's rings away, and I'd still take him over Gonzalez. The rings just kind of add to it. They kind of add this, like, he got it done on the big stage when it mattered. Shannon Sharp, he's got 3 rings as well. He got 2 with the Broncos with John Elway, and John Elway at the end of his career, by the way, and he got one with the Ravens, I believe. So, yeah, he got one with the Ravens, and they didn't have a quarterback. But, yeah. It's unfortunate for those guys, but, that sometimes they don't get in those situations. Like, again, tight end cannot dictate what the team is going to do. But still, playing the what-if game, well, then we've opened up a can of worms that is never ending, basically. From Ryan Dyer, correct? Yeah. Ryan Dyer sends a $2 super chat. Tony Gonzalez cost the Chiefs a playoff game with the offensive pass interference. Oh, really? So he single-handedly did cost them that. That sucks. That's not good, Yeah, you could do the what ifs all day. Elf of Courage says, what if Gale Sayers had been able to have a full career? You guys familiar with Gale Sayers? Go watch, after this show, go watch on YouTube Gale Sayers highlights. You tell me that guy, if he had a long career, we could do the what if game with him. So. Wow, Ryan, thanks for pointing that out. I'm going to look that up. So, and that was back during the Priest Home days, right? So they had a pretty good team back then. They could have made some things happen. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm going to look that up because that could strengthen my video argument for the GOAT tight ends. Thank you for pointing that out. James Johnson says a $5 super chat. He says, do you think Christian McCaffrey is going to get traded, and where? Is OBJ done, or which team takes him? Overall quality of football sucks this year. Okay, so there's several things there. We'll take McCaffrey first. The Panthers should not trade McCaffrey, okay? Do I think they will? Probably not, because I don't think that they're going to get offers that they're going to want in return for him. And if they do that, they're basically saying, we've submitted, we're done. You know, they've already fired their coach. Quarterback position is, you know, a circus. So that would be the final waving the French flag, you know, the white flag, saying we surrender. And if they do that, then fine. But so I know that doesn't answer your question as far as do I think it's going to happen, I guess, but I will answer the where. Although Tampa could use him, they're not going to trade in division. I don't think that would be strange to see, unless Tampa just really just offered some crazy stuff. I think Green Bay should be picking up the phone right now. So if he goes somewhere, I think it's the Packers. As far as OBJ, OBJ, guys, is highly overrated. Okay? So every year we talk about this guy, and everybody talks about this guy. Like he's some kind of, like you're bringing in Randy Moss, or you're bringing in a Mike Evans, or something like that. Or A.J. Brown, or, you know, guys like that. That's not him, okay? He is not a difference maker for anybody in the extreme, okay? Maybe he can do something a little bit, you know, some things here and there, possibly draw double coverage, things like that. That's even, you know, sometimes they don't even do that. But I don't think he's all that, and I've never been. I mean, he's living off that one catch on Monday Night Football against the Cowboys, that famous catch, and he's been living off that ever since. And he's made a good living off of that catch. Good for him. But I don't think he's the fix-it man for any team at all. But if he does come back, it will be with the Rams. I don't think he's going anywhere other than the Rams. I think that's the team that he'll get back with. And then you said overall quality of football sucks this year. This has actually been happening for a few years now. This has been in the making. This is from the collective bargaining agreement, and each time they have a new collective bargaining agreement, the owners give up concessions to the players in exchange for financial concessions. So the players don't want to practice as much. They don't want to have full pads. They don't want to all this crap, right? They don't want to do these certain things, and they're getting to get their way. And the owners get them to sign up things like merchandising, using their likeness, all that stuff. So that the owners are looking at money, not quality of football. The players, of course, if they can get away with it, they don't care what we think. They don't care what the fans think. They don't care if the quality of football is bad or not. They're not thinking in those terms. They're just thinking, hey, we don't have to do as much as we want to, or we don't have to do as much as that we normally had to. This is going to keep happening. Next year, it's going to be the same thing. The quality will improve over the season. So I do see an uptick. There is some better football than there was the previous week. And then it was worse 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So it's slowly improving. So by November, we should be seeing some good football. But that's how it's going to be from now on, in my opinion. I think next year will be the same thing. It's going to get started off badly. And it will improve as the season gets on. So. Ryan Dyer. Ryan sends a $2 super chase. It's the playoff game with no punts. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a big help. So. No, no more great football. Just early in the years or early in the seasons, where it'll get cleaned up just by them playing every week and game mode. So it'll improve in that sense. So no, we're still going to have good football. It's just we're not going to have the good football starting out in the first few weeks of the season like we used to get years ago. That's probably not going to happen. I wish that wasn't the case, but that's what you do. That's what happens when you cut off preseason. So you take a preseason game away. The preseason is not for us. The preseason is not for fans. And all I ever heard was, let's cut off the preseason games because they suck. They're boring. No one wants to see them. They're not for us. The regular season is for us. The preseason is so they perform for us better. The preseason is for evaluation. The preseason is to get your rookies acclimated to the NFL. The preseason is to see who your third stringers are going to be and give them a chance to make a difference. Okay? The preseason is for the coaching staff to get their plays and get things worked out, work on scheme in a real game environment. You start to mess with that. You start to take that away. You got problems. See, traditionally, preseason week 3 was about the starters. It was a dress rehearsal, and you got all your starters out there. They usually stay up until the third quarter, sometimes the whole game. The 4th preseason game, the one they cut off, that was strictly about the last few guys that were going to make the team or not. That was their moment to make that difference. But now you cut that game off. So now everything is being compacted into a 3-week situation. And at this point, a lot of guys aren't even playing. Russell Wilson didn't even play in the preseason, and he's, with Denver on a new team. Well, that was dumb. He should have played. He should have been there. So there's several of those instances like that. Practices and training camp are not the same anymore. They're not like they used to be. How can you simulate a game and get them used to a game if everything is a walkthrough or light pads or whatever it is? It's difficult to do. So the coaches aren't being able to really get out of the players what they want, and that's all going to result in poor football for the first few weeks of the season. So no, we're still going to have great football. It's just we're going to have to wait for it probably by November. So, unfortunately. I just remember all these fans talking about dogged preseason. I'm like, preseason is not for you. Shut up. It's not for you. And these pundits on TV talking about preseason. You're not supposed to talk about the preseason other than, oh, this new guy looks okay, and analyzing who's going to make the team, stuff like that. But as far as like trying to guess what team's going to be good and stuff off the preseason, you're not even supposed to be doing that. It's not for your entertainment. And now look what they've done. So I don't like the 17-game season. I don't want a 17-game season. I think it's stupid. I didn't even want the extra playoff game. I could deal with the extra playoff game, and that's fine, whatever. But I definitely don't like the 17-game season. I think what made football so amazing is there's only a certain amount of games, and every week was like a playoff game, you know, starting in October. It seemed like every game was that important. The problem is that they've added one, and you know they're going to add another, and they're just going to keep doing that to generate more revenue. This isn't the end of that. So do I think it'll improve early in the near future? Not unless those things change, because those things are the cause. So, and actually there's something else that I suspect may be a problem. And that would be a lot of these young coaches. There's a trend of these Sean McVay types coming in, and a lot of them are coming up from college, and they're bringing the college game into the NFL, and they're trying to be best friends with the players. They're trying to be a bro instead of the coach. They're trying to be friends. They're trying to be buddies. And that is not good for discipline. And also the style itself is not good. And it doesn't work in the NFL, and it doesn't work at the speed of the NFL and the way it is. These coaches, a lot of them, try to live vicariously through the players. It's how Sean McVay ruined Jared Goff, completely ruined him by trying to live vicariously through him, and didn't actually get Jared ready to be a quarterback out there on his own and make the right decisions for himself and know what to do. He made Jared reliant on him to make every decision. You can't do that. And then when it didn't work and it failed, Sean dumped Jared Goff to the Detroit Lions. So that's the kind of coaching I'm seeing with these guys. So that could also be a contributing factor. Is this and this lack of discipline and things like that is these coaches. So not enough hard-ass coaches, not enough coaches that really understand the NFL game, the pro game. College game is different. It's just completely different sport as far as I'm concerned. It's just different. So, but yeah, that could be a problem with these coaches. And this going for it on fourth down constantly when it doesn't make sense, lack of punting, all that. I told Milena the other night, I said, at what point did football stop becoming a field position game? When did that happen exactly? So why don't you just fire your punters? What do you need them for now? Because these idiots are going for it on their own, in their own side of the field, in their own territory. They're going for it on fourth down. It's like, why? Why are you doing this? It makes no sense. And the few times it works, that gets talked about as being awesome, but nobody talks about when it doesn't work. James Johnson says a $5 super chat says NFL can't talk about player safety and also add a 17th regular season game and adding the 7th seed in the playoffs so there is an extra playoff game. Hypocritical bullshit. Exactly, and that's exactly what we talked about when they announced it. It's like, I thought it was about player safety. I thought it was all about keeping them okay, and then you add an extra game. It's all about money, man. So, but in order to balance that, they gave up legitimate practices. They gave up proper preparation because they don't care about that. So there you go. Well said, James. Well said, man. So Yep, Gord King, shiny new thing syndrome. Absolutely, man. All right. I guess we covered everything for now. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I appreciate all your super chats. And me and Milena are working very hard on improving the situation as much as we can. It's very expensive to do stuff like this here in LA, so it takes us a little bit of time to get it done. But I really appreciate it. And also, I'll just say again, if you want to be a member, the link is in the description, and it starts at $2 per month. That's the opening membership tier. All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate having you here tonight. And I will see you on Saturday to get us all prepared for week 7. Okay? You guys have a good night.
Flag on the play if you're not subscribed to Von Allen Sports. But once you are, we'll make it up to your team in the fourth quarter. You're watching Von Allen Sports, real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. Von Allen Sports, let's go.
Von Allen Sports.